Diamond, Angel. Congratulations. All right, we are joined by the University of Maryland head coach Brenda Freese, along with Diamond Miller and Angel Reese. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Freese, then we'll take questions for our student athletes, then we'll go back to questions for Coach Freese. Coach.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Go.
You know, just incredibly proud and so happy for this group. You know, it's, you know, has not been an easy year by any stretch. And just the way we fought, I mean, especially in both these games, but against a really, really good Florida Gulf Coast team. I mean, they, I knew coming in, you know, this was going to be a difficult scout, and obviously them being underseeded, but I thought we really brought our defense, really that second half when you talk about limiting them from the three-point line and trying to take that away. And again, just played, you know, Maryland basketball. I thought we continued to share the ball and play at a really high level, which is what you got to do in March. This has been our mission all year, and why we put the schedule together that we wanted to play. So again, I can't say enough about being able to host and what that meant for this team, sending out our seniors the right way in their last home game at Xfinity. Special crowd, and we're going to Spokane.
All right, we will take questions for the student athletes. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. We'll start with Kareem on the front row on the right side.
Hey, y'all, congratulations. Kareem Copeland, Washington Post, both for Diamond and Angel. I think you guys were down in that second quarter, 39-36, and you guys closed the half on an 11-0 run and push it, I do believe, up to 26-3 in the second half, if my math is right. But anyways, at that point, what changed? What was said? What shifted things to go on to that run?
Diamond, you start, and then Angel.
I think it was just our defense. We understood what they were doing, and we adjusted throughout the game. And, yeah, we played defense. We stopped them from shooting threes. Number 10, excellent player. She was knocking it down, and we just had to adjust, and I think we did that.
Angel, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, me and Diamond were at the table about to check in, and I remember Diamond saying, we're not going to lose this game. So when we went in there, we tried to do as best as we can to win the game, and I think that our defense started off, and then our offense went going. So I think FGCU is a really good team, but we played well tonight.
We'll stay on the right side. Ben?
Ben Dixon, Testudo Times. For Diamond, it really did feel like a vintage performance for you and Ashley. Can you talk about how it feels to, you know, have the backcourt now back together, fully healthy, and just that performance today? Can you take me through that?
This is the first time I think this season that we're all 100% healthy. So just to have that back is amazing, and I think we're thriving right in the right moments.
We'll go to Varun on the aisle on the left.
Hey, Diamond, wanted to ask you, before the third quarter started, you and Ashley were kind of having a conversation with one of the refs. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember kind of what was said in that conversation?
It was not really anything. I was like, that's a foul. She was like, but you could finish through that. And that's because I traveled, and I was like, yeah, you're right. I could have finished through that. So, you know, it probably was a foul, but she didn't call it, and I could have finished without traveling for sure.
It seems like these last two games, you've seemed a lot more in rhythm. What do you think contributes to that?
I think those two, first of all, Indiana, I did not help my team whatsoever, and that feeling is not a good feeling. And those 2 weeks of practice, I was really focused, and I just knew my team needed me, so I just had to do what I had to do.
Other questions in person here? Dave in the back of the room.
Dave Preston, WTOP Radio. Angel and Diamond, either of you, defensively in the second half, what was really working for you folks? I think you guys held them to 30% shooting, 4 of 17 from outside the arc.
Diamond, you start, then Angel.
Communication. We realized we weren't talking, and we were just kind of playing off each other, but you need to communicate on defense, and I think we did that. Communicating, pointing at each other so everybody knew what was going on, and we understood their offense and their game plan, and we executed our defense.
Back of the room, left side, Damon Brooks.
Damon Brooks, Testudo Times. Angel, you've made 16 out of your last 19 free throws. Can you speak to your ability to lock in on the free throw line and you know, make the best of your opportunities?
Man, I've been focused on free throws. I've been shooting a lot of free throws, 50 free throws after practice. I'm just putting in extra hours in time. I mean, my coaches expect a lot of me. I think I draw the most fouls on the team, so I need to step up and make my free throws. And I've been really focused, and I think I was kind of frustrated I missed those 3 tonight. But I've been focused, and I know my teammates need me to make my free throws.
We'll go all the way back to the room left. Christy.
Christy Winter-Scott, ESPN. This is for all of you up there. What do these 2 games say about the confidence of the team in terms of how well you played together and how balanced the effort was on both sides moving forward to Spokane?
Again, Diamond start and then Angel.
It just proves all the hard work we've been working through all year. I mean, we had a lot of ups and downs, and like I said, we're thriving right in the right moments. We're all 100% healthy, and this is how we are expected to play. We're not expected to play no other way, so this is what y'all been waiting for.
I mean, I'm going to roll my girls all day, and I know they got my back and I got their back, so I think we have each other's back at the right time, at the right moment, and as long as we stick together within our circle, we can go as far as we want to go.
All right, on the right-hand side in the aisle, Gabe.
Gabe Ibrahim, her hoop stats. What was the change on number 10, Kendall Spray? She had 17 points in like the first 15 minutes of the game. Was that like a tactical change, or were you guys just have to change your communication on it?
Diamond.
It was communication. They were doing a lot of flare screens, and we were playing lax. And once we tighten up, yeah.
All right, we'll go on the left-hand side, second row, Judith.
Judith Altnew, WMUC Sports. Obviously, the first half was definitely more competitive back and forth. So what was, I guess it was the first game definitely, I feel like I've covered that it was definitely like back and forth for so consistent, a lot of different lead changes. So what was it kind of like for you guys playing in that kind of game earlier on?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really fast-paced game, and, I mean, some of us were tired, so I think us getting back up and down the court and getting this win, I think this is good for us, especially for me. But I think that we just slowed them down a lot in the second half. I mean, we got number 10, she only had 17. She had 17 in the first half, and we didn't let her score again in the second half. So I think we made our defensive change, and I think that set the intensity for the game.
We're going to take 2 questions on Zoom. Alexa from ESPN, your line is open.
Hi there. If both players could answer this, that'd be great. Obviously, you all went through so much adversity this season that I'm sure making it to the Sweet 16 feels amazing. I'm just curious if it was ever hard to stay patient and just kind of let things, work themselves out. And if just in general, how did you stay patient even when the moments, all the adversity got really tough?
Angel, you start, and then Diamond.
Man, we've been through so much this season, and we're just coming together at the right time. I don't think this team is folded yet. And I think that we're not happy right now because we're going to the Sweet 16 where we were last year. And I just told them in the locker room, we don't want the feeling that we had last year after the Sweet 16 game. So we're going to come in, have a great mindset, stick together through this week of practice, and go to Spokane and take care of business.
And Diamond?
Yeah, to piggyback on what Angel said, we're just going to work hard and focus on ourselves. That's all we can do.
All right, we'll go to Milton Kent on Zoom. Milton, your line's open.
Hi, thanks. For both the players, in college football, they talk about how difficult it is to play Army or Navy because they play a style of offense that nobody else plays, so it's hard to prepare against them. How difficult was it for you guys to prepare to play Florida Gulf Coast, especially since, no one plays that style of offense?
Go ahead, Diamond, and then Angel.
Their offense is 3s or 2s, so they're either driving or shooting a 3. So I think we played Arkansas that kind of had the same style. So we just had to adjust, and I think we did that today.
Yeah, playing Villanova this year was just like a team like that. I mean, 5 guards, which meant I had to guard Kirsten. I mean, she's a great player, and me being able to show my length and athleticism against her. So I think it was a great game.
All right, you guys can head back to the locker room. Congratulations. Good luck in Spokane. We'll continue with questions for Coach Freeze. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll start with Kareem in the front row on the right side.
Hey, Brenda. Congrats again.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask about that D. What was the adjustment that you guys made probably late in that second quarter and especially coming out of halftime?
Yeah, well, we actually had kind of, wanted to really kind of guard one-on-one, downhill with their, when they would drive us. We adjusted some things away from what we normally do defensively, and we went back to Maryland basketball, and we made the adjustment that we were kind of more comfortable with, and I thought it got us playing harder more aggressive, and you started seeing, where the confidence grew on the defensive end.
Right side, Ben.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thanks.
Back in November after the loss to Stanford in the Bahamas, you made a comment about Ashley being Batman without Robin. And now that they're both kind of healthy and they put together that vintage performance they put forth today, can you speak on kind of their play today and then kind of moving forward, them being healthy?
Yeah, I mean, you just see, obviously, and that consistency factor we have to have from both of them. And, it was unfortunate because they both had to go through injuries this year, so we could never get that continuity together. But can't say enough about both of them in these last 2 games. Just they're back to playing, where you can see how they know how to play. They're comfortable, they're confident, and healthy. And it's made a big difference, obviously, for us.
We'll go on the right-hand side, third row.
Noah Frank, Washington City Paper. Going back to that moment, there was the double foul, the intentional foul called that they went in front on a little 5-0 possession there. Was there an emotional switch there? Because it seemed like the defense really came out much more aggressive. We're jumping passing lanes. Was there a conversation? Like what really led to that?
I think that was a credit to the team's chemistry. They responded out of that quickly. Mimi was pretty emotional. They settled her down, and it's like once Mimi went to the bench, they just kind of picked up for her. And that's the chemistry that we have in this locker room. That's why this team has been able to fight all year through all the adversity, because you can see how close they are, but definitely triggered a response by the girls to want to fight harder.
We'll go to Varun, left-hand side.
Hey, Coach. I think Ashley, Diamond, and Angel combined for the same amount of points as FGCU had as a team. Is this the kind of performance you expected to kind of have on a more consistent basis when you were thinking about what the season would look like back in, October?
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw that from Diamond and Ashley all last year, and obviously Angel showed that when she was healthy, and so then to have that, the sophomore year for Angel to be able to really show her consistency. But yeah, I mean, when you have 3 All-American type players like that are so talented and give you an inside-outside presence, that's a dangerous team, and they're really locked in and they're playing the right way.
Back of the room, left side, Damon Brooks.
Damon Brooks, Testudo Times. Ashley seems to be more healthy and feeling more decisive in transition. Can you speak to her ability to be more decisive and make plays for others while also being aggressive on the offensive end?
Yeah, she's put a lot of hard work into, coming back. You saw that in the Big Ten tournament. Then you saw in these last 2 weeks, she's put a lot of hard work in, and you can see it's all coming together at the right time. And that's what you need from your floor general is she's such a elite level passer that allows us to do a lot of great things, but then she's so big and strong. I thought she had to play through a lot of contact tonight. I thought she should have went to the free throw line even more, but I loved her poise through it. I mean, she's just so big and strong. She just finished place, and whether you get the call or not, she was just really poised, not letting that, impact her.
We'll take a few questions on Zoom. Jack Perry, your line is open. Go ahead, Jack.
Hi, Coach. Jack Perry, left bench. So we saw a turnaround from the first to the second half shooting for Florida Gulf Coast. 39% from 3 in the first half, 24% from 3 in the second half. Do you think that this was mainly because you threw a couple different looks at them that they hadn't really seen before, or just that you guys were hustling more and putting hands in their faces?
I think both. I think our staff did a phenomenal job. I can't say enough about our coaching staff of just how prepared we were to be able to have different wrinkles and adjustments. I think getting sprayed, number 10 in foul trouble was huge. Obviously because it took her off the court when she got those 4 fouls, and then we were able to go off the bounce. We were able to see that athleticism. I mean, gosh, we got to the free throw line 30 times, so we were able to kind of take away things we wanted to with them, but then also use our athleticism and our skill set to the advantage.
We'll go to Milton Kent on Zoom. Milton, your line is open.
Thanks. Brenda, can you talk about, I guess, how this game sort of shows as part of your evolution of you as a defensive coach? Did you consider maybe throwing some junk at them just to slow things down, change tempo, or take them out of their rhythm?
Yeah, no question. I mean, when I mean, that's how you're supposed to evolve as a coach. I mean, when I first came here, I was very offensive oriented. But yeah, I mean, that part, is fun, I mean, being able to have those different wrinkles and adjustment. But I think the best part was that our team executed it, that, they understood what we were trying to do and they locked in and defended the right way.
All right, we'll finish with one more with Gabe on the right side of the aisle.
Gabe Ebram, her hoop stats. I just wanted to know what's the day and week ahead of. I mean, the game for the next team you're playing is going to be at 9 p.m. tonight. So, how do you get your mind and your body right heading into Spokane for next weekend?
Me personally or the team?
The team. Or you.
I'm going to celebrate. My family's here, so, watching some more games. But, for them is, we said it in the locker room before we left, is recovery, rest. We're getting ready to, go to Spokane, which is going to be a long trip. So, for us is, they know what this looks like, that, they got to rest their bodies, take care of themselves. Luckily, they're on spring break, so a really good time to be able to recover and be ready to go out there.
All right. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Bell and Kendall Spray. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll take questions for the student athletes. Coach?
Just congratulate Maryland. They got a great team, and they outplayed us today for sure. I thought we got off to a pretty good start. We were going toe-to-toe with them, and then the last couple minutes of the half, we let them get on a little bit of a run to get some separation. And I thought it was really important that we got off to a fast start at the beginning of the second half, but Maryland was able to get some distance from us right at the beginning of the second half, and we started forcing some things and doing some things we normally don't do. We're not in this position of being behind like this too often, but overall, we're just really proud of the season that we had, of everybody's effort that they put in this season, and we congratulate Maryland and wish them the best going forward.
We'll start on the right-hand side. Kareem.
Hey, y'all. Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. I want to ask you, what do you felt changed from them defensively, or what they tried to take away kind of that started late in that second quarter and kind of spilled in onto the other side of halftime? What did it feel like from your guys' perspective that they'd start doing differently?
Kendall, take that.
I would say it wasn't, they've been playing the same way on defense the whole game. It was just us executing actions and staying together through it all, and knowing that they were going to have runs, we were going to have runs, and we just had to be able to fight back.
All right, we'll go on the right-hand side aisle. Gabe?
Gabe Ibrahim, her Hoop Stats. Sorry for the result, guys. Kirsten, I was just wondering, what do you think of your legacy that you're leaving at FGCU? When fans of that program think of you, what do you want them to think of?
Well, first of all, I would say I'm proud of my teammates. We played really hard. It was a good season, but this isn't what we wanted. But I'm proud of this season. We got an ASUN tournament championship, regular season championship, so we got a lot to be proud of.
We'll go to the far back left. Damon.
Damon Brooks, Tuxedo Times. Kirsten, you weren't able to get a rhythm. You seemed pretty frustrated at times on the court. Can you speak to your inability to get a rhythm going in today's game?
Yeah, I was very frustrated. Things weren't going our way, but I was just trying to stay together with my teammates. They was encouraging me throughout the half. But this isn't what we wanted. But I'm glad everybody kept putting in the effort for this ending.
We'll go on the right-hand side towards the back. Christy.
Christy Winter-Scott, ESPN. This is for both of you. What did you learn from your experience playing for Carl Smesko at FGCU?
Kirsten, start, and then Kendall.
I think it's the strongest team wins. We didn't stick together, and they did, and that's why they came out with this win today.
Kendall.
Smesko is a great coach. I've loved playing for him for 1 year. I wish I would have come here sooner. But he's an awesome coach, and I'm very grateful to learn from him this year.
We have some questions on Zoom. We're going to go to Milton Kent first. Milton, your line is open for the student athletes.
Thanks. For either of the players, can you talk about Maryland's length? Had you seen any team that had that sort of length? Particularly, they seemed to really harass you guys, Miller and Reese with their long arms. Can you just talk about their length and how distracting that was?
Kirsten.
We played against teams that have length. We played against Liberty. They have bigs that have the same size, but we just weren't executing well. And they that cost us. But they had great defensive stops, and that's what happens.
Greg Hardwig from the Naples Daily News. Your line is open.
Guys, just talk about the other end of the floor. How tough was it to defend players like Owusu and Miller? And, I think the three and Reese, the three of them had 65 points.
Kendall, take that.
Hats off to Maryland. They're a great team all around. We knew that all five could score, and we just had to help each other. And they did what they could do, and we just didn't perform to our best.
All right, we're going to go to Sean Barry now from NBC.
Kendall, with the way you guys were shooting the three there in the first half for a time, going into the half, what was your mentality? What was your feeling despite being down 8?
We felt like we were still in the game. We just had to come together and have a second-half surge. But as you can see, we didn't perform to our best, and hats off to Maryland.
Last question on Zoom from Derek Cope. Derek, your line is open.
Hey guys, Kirsten, just, when you came here, you came with obviously a lot of buzz and you accomplished a lot here with that jersey on. Just what are you going to remember the most about your 2 years here?
The togetherness that we have as FGCU program. Coach Temesco, most importantly, he's a great coach. He taught me a lot of things, and I'm going to take those things moving forward.
All right, thank you guys. You can head back to the locker room. Congratulations on a great season. We'll continue with questions for Coach. If you have a question, we'll start here in the front row. We'll start with Kareem, right side, and then we'll work our way across.
Hey, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. I was going to ask a little bit about that run again. From your perspective, what changed from them defensively that was able to kind of disrupt your shooting from the outside in that second half?
Well, they had really good ball pressure, and they switch a lot of things, and they have great length at a lot of positions. At the beginning of the game, we had pretty good spacing, and we were able to attack the paint a little bit and kick it out and get to shot fakes. And then as soon as we became a little more stagnant and, we were running a lot of like dribble handoffs, which we really didn't want to run. It just, pressure made us do some things that we really didn't want to do or wasn't really part of what we were supposed to do. And, you just have to give them credit. They turned their defense up another notch, especially late in the half and for the whole second half.
Right side, Ben.
Hey, Coach. Ben Dixon, Testudo Times. Specifically on Kendall, she had 17 early and then obviously kind of shut down for the rest of the game. Was there anything specific you thought they did on her as an individual assignment, or you just thought it was a product of the team kind of?
Well, she was able to get free a couple times, whether it be in transition or once we were able to break down the defense a little bit with help and they had to rotate, she was able to get some shots. She's an amazing shooter, and, she kept us in it for, a quarter and a half. But, we didn't keep scoring, and they did. So they got away from us pretty, midway through that third quarter.
Right side on the aisle, Gabe.
Gabe Ibram, her stats. Coach, Kirsten obviously led you guys to some great places this year. I was just wondering what's, going to be, what do you want people to think of when they think of her legacy and this team's legacy in FGCU?
Well, I mean, she was our conference player of the year twice. She was the MVP of our conference tournament. She's had some huge games against big teams. When we upset LSU, she had 32 points. Yeah, what she had 2 days ago, 22 points to help us win an NCAA tournament game. So, she'll go down as the best player that we've ever had. And we've had some really good players. And we're really hoping, that she gets picked really high and that she has an outstanding career in the WNBA.
What a Christy.
Christy Winter-Scott, ESPN. Coach, I know it's just all ended, but could you put in a nutshell what this season has been like for you with the 30 wins, like from beginning to now at the end? What has it meant for you as a coach?
Well, I appreciate all of it. That's one message that we sent at the end of the game, or what we tried to express it when we got together in the locker room, is that there's not many teams who got to experience all the things we did, especially as a mid-major. To win a regular, have a game with the conference championship on the line on the road and you win it, and then you win a conference tournament championship, and then you get to play a top 25 team in the NCAA tournament and pull together and play really well. I didn't want it to be spoiled because, today for a couple quarters we didn't really play FGCU basketball as well as we would have liked. I don't want that to dampen all the things that we were able to accomplish throughout the season.
We'll go on Zoom. Derek Kopp, your line is open.
Coach, we know the style that you guys are used to playing, and you kept to it in the NCAA tournament with a whole bunch of threes all over the place. But just what today was the biggest difference between a Power 5 team like Maryland and you guys?
Well, we knew it was going to be really up-tempo. I think we got off to a little bit of a bad start. We gave them a couple layups in conversion, which was something that we were pretty committed to not let happen. But then, we started to play pretty well. I think what really separated it was when they went on a run, we started attempting tougher and tougher things rather than keeping it simple. We're able to get good shots when we were able to really space it out and just play our game. But we start, and their pressure probably made us make some decisions that we normally don't make. So we just needed better shot selection, and we did such a fantastic job taking care of the ball a couple days ago, and we were a little careless at times today, and you can't do that around Maryland because they turn turnovers into points. I mean, that's one of their specialties, and I really think Maryland, with everybody healthy, is a Final Four caliber team. So it'll be fun to watch them the rest of the way.
We'll go to Sean Barry from NBC. Your line's open.
Carl, to kind of piggyback off what Derek just asked, I mean, it wasn't just you guys this time around. It was Belmont, it was Villanova, it was South Dakota, it was you guys as well. Princeton, a team you know a lot about. Is the gap closing between mid-majors and Power Fives enough to the point it kind of encourages you about the possibility of one day making a Sweet 16?
Well, yeah, I still believe that we'll make a Sweet 16 and hopefully go further. It's obviously tough when you're a mid-major because, all those, one of the teams you mentioned was from the Big East, which is a little different, but the mid-majors obviously get seeded pretty low. So even if you go undefeated and you beat a bunch of big-name teams, you're probably still going to have to go on the road in the NCAA tournament and play a true road game like we had to play today. So, and I still think, that's great for basketball because it's great to have so many people. That crowd was great tonight. To have a charged environment like that is a great experience to be a part of. But it's definitely, on the women's side, difficult for the mid-majors to make that run to the Sweet 16, largely because you don't get a neutral court game usually to go to the Sweet 16. You're going to have to play on somebody's home court.
We'll wrap it up with Greg Hardwig. Greg, your line's open.
Hey, Carl, congratulations on the season. You alluded to it a little bit, and we talked about it yesterday, that, you thought Maryland maybe could have been a 2 if they had been healthy, and the players and Coach Freaks also, talked about not them being a 2 seed, but the fact that they were healthy. So maybe they were underseeded as well as obviously you guys were.
Yeah, we thought we, were better than a 12 seed, but once you get in the tournament, you have to prove it. So, we had to, it's one thing to say you're better if you go out and lose the first game, then, maybe you really weren't. But we feel great about that we got to advance in this tournament. Maryland had played some games early in the year with a lot of injuries or people out, and I think that kind of affected their national ranking and maybe their seeding in this tournament. But, make no mistake, they're a dangerous team with a lot of weapons, and they're really well coached. And, I know they had some offensive struggles recently, but they have gotten well. I mean, they're shooting the ball really well. They're sharing it. They played at a really, really high level today.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.